Hello, everyone. Welcome to the G Concept. Now that we know what the personality means, let us go and have a listen to the major theories concerning personality types and how personality is formed. I am very sure at the end of the day, if you are keenly watching this series, it will go a long way to change your perception on how to relate to people. At the end of the day, the goal is to understand what personalities are, how they come about, if there can be any adjustments, and how the personality types that you have can affect your health, and if there can be any amendments to it. To do this with me once again is Mr. Ayamba. He's a Deputy Director of Nursing Services in Ghana Health Service. He is a tutor of nursing in Bogatanga Nursing Training School, and he is also a physician assistant. I can go on and go on and go on. Stay tuned and let's have this conversation. I hope you learned something good from it.
In fact, when it comes to personality theories, there are very many.
Mm.
And so when we want to go there, we might not be able to exhaust them. There are so many. But one basic theory, the two theories that maybe can encompass a lot of the other theories are the psychodynamic theory of personality development.
Okay.
And then the behavioral theory. We have the existentialist, we have the transactionalist, we have so many theories. But basically, let's look at these two. How do we develop our personality?
All right.
All right. We have the psychodynamic theory that says that our personality are developed through certain stages that they call the psychosexual stages of personality development. All right. So at every stage, the child who is growing up is supposed to achieve certain milestones. We call them developmental milestones.
Exactly.
All right. And so when the child fails to achieve those milestones, then the person becomes fixated in that stage of personality development.
Yeah.
A classical example is that from age 0 to 1.5 years, the child's personality development is fixated around the mouth. We call that the oral stage. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. And so that child is supposed to have enough oral stimulation so that they will outgrow that stage. All right. If the oral, what we call the libido, or that energy around the map is overstimulated, it can lead to a personality disorder in future.
Yes.
If it's understimulated, it can lead to a personality disorder in future.
As well.
All right. So these ones are certain things that come about through the training that the child goes through from age 0 to whatever stage you can think about. All right. Another theory is what we call the behaviorist theory that believes that the child behaves according to what they see and feel and hear in the environment.
Okay.
And so that was what theory said, that give me a child and I'll train the child to become a lawyer, a judge, a medical person, a chief, a killer. Well, I can train the child to become whatever, because we say when the child is born, the mind is blank. We call it the tabula rasa.
The tabula.
Tabula rasa.
Wow.
Tabula rasa means that it is a blank sheet. Every child is a blank sheet.
Okay.
So the experiences within the environment combined with the genetic makeup of the child can now turn the child into
good or bad.
Yes. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Sensitive or less sensitive, or what type of personality? There are so many, and I think basically they all explain nature or nurture. All right, that is whether the personality is the person is born with it, or the person develops that personality as they are growing within a specific environment. But in all, I think psychologists have come to the conclusion that our behavior is a combination of our genetic makeup and then the environment in which we find ourselves.
Sure.
So these two things play a classical role in determining what we become in future. And then what personality we also develop can affect our tendencies towards certain diseases, all right, both physical and psychological, and even our ability to cope with those diseases when we are affected by them. Okay, so I think this is a summary of the theories. When we want to take them one by one, it's a whole lot. So I think basically all the theories look at whether our personalities come about through nature or through
nature. Okay.
Yeah.
I think you have been able to touch on all of them, because the most fundamental thing is that the person acquires a behavior through either nature or nurture. So with these two theories, I think you've been able to touch on them. But all too soon, our time is up. And we'll do it again. Just as we discussed earlier on, we are going to look at the dimensions, and then we will see how to also relate it to our health.
Yeah, so basically, I think with this, quickly, I would say that we can look at how the alternative medical practitioners look at how personality affects diseases, how the Hippocratic humoral theory of the sanguine,
melancholic.
Yes, how they also affect our and then personality types like type A, type B, type C, and the rest. And then we can look at how the theory of introversion and extraversion also affect. Then we look at the psychological one, that is the personality disorders. And I think with that, we'll base on the DSM-5, which is the document by the American Psychiatry Association. So I think slowly we can capture the whole thing in perspective and see how we can, as people we all have personalities, how we can cope with our personality to avoid some of these problems.
Exactly. Mr. Yamba, I want to say a very big thank you for your time on the show today.
You are welcome, Gloria. It's a pleasure talking to you and your listeners, and I hope that with time we do justice to the topic.
Sure.